It sucks to be the colossal squid, the tale of the giants below. They call me a monster, a shadow with arms like writhing storms, a beak that could rend a whale's hide, and eyes the size of lanterns. Shade down in the crushing blackness where sunlight dies. Before it even dreams of reaching, I do not feel like a monster. I feel small, forgotten, and most of all, I am a giant squid. The ocean has sung my name in whispers only humans repeat with awe and dread. Sailors once drew sketches of me, coiling around wooden ships, dragging screaming men into impossible blue depths. They were wrong. I do not long for ships or sailors, but they were right about one thing: there is terror where I drift. It is not the terror. Icos, it is the terror that stalks me. You see, we are two giants claimed by the abyss. Myself the giant squid and my rival. My doom, the colossal squid. The name alone should tell you why it is misery to exist as I do. Once, long ago, we were kin. Legends say that before the oceans cooled, when the world was young, we were carved from the same storm. We shared hunger, power, and shape, but the Maker, in his strange playfulness, granted different gifts. To me, he gave arms, long as rivers and speed like lightning in thick water. To my siblin, he gave hooks, of jagged bone that turn every embrace into butchery, and a body thick, armored, and dreadful. So it is a curse to be me. For whenever I move in the deep, I hear the groans of mountains below, feel the shifting rivers of current, and always the echo of his presence. The colossal, I have fled him across trenches darker than midnight. I have tasted fear in the shadow of his eyes, which glow faintly in the gloom like two burning coins. You cannot mistake them. They are larger than mine, and in them you see no curiosity, no wonder. Only the certainty of a hunter who knows he was designed to be greater. That is the sorrow of being giant. Humans, when they glimpse me, gasp and shudder and call me king of the deep. They draw pictures, tell tales, worship my shape in fearful awe, yet they never know the truth, that I am second to another. A throne that looks magnificent from the surface is nothing but driftwood once the colossal swims by. I remember the first encounter. I was young, still half believing that the ocean belonged to me. I stretched my arms wide, feeling the water answer my movements like 1,000 flowing ribbons. Then I felt the current shift. The pressure bent. A shadow larger than mine slid from the trench. My blood grew cold, though the water was colder still. He was beautiful in a cruel way, barrel-shaped, gleaming like pale stone, his arms shorter, but thicker, ending in those terrible hooks that glinted faintly as if polished by centuries of death. Where I am swift and slender, he is brute and immovable. And when his eye turned toward me, I knew I was not the nightmare. I was a dream beside the true terror. We fought once. I lashed first, my tentacles coiling like lightning across his flank. He did not flinch. Instead, the hooks tore through my flesh cleanly, efficiently, like a blade slicing silk. I fled, leaving behind a trail of ink that spread through the abyss like spilled sorrow. Since then, I avoid him. But the ocean has its tides, and destiny circles like currents. You cannot avoid it forever. And so I drift in suspense. Every moment is waiting for the shift in pressure, the faint glimmer of his eyes, the iron hooks grazing the darkness. People above may cheer for me, may write of my mysterious nature and dream of capturing me on their flickering screens. But they do not know what it is like to live beside a rival carved greater than you. It sucks, as the humans might say, to be the giant squid. It sucks to be slower, frailer, always mistaken for the apex when you are but the shadow of the colossal. It sucks to be called a myth when you are real, and to be real when myths are stronger. Sometimes, when the water is still and the trench sleeps, I whisper to myself, perhaps we are both cursed. The colossal too must forever hunt and destroy, driven by his terrible gifts. Perhaps he knows. No rest, no peace, only the endless chase. Perhaps he envies me, envies my speed, my grace, my fleeting freedom. But I do not believe it. Envy requires weakness, and he has none. The fairy tale bards of the land would say that one day I will rise, that the smaller giant may surprise his brother, and balance shall be restored. But the sea does not end in neat stories. The sea does not coddle hope. The sea is suspense without resolution. Darkness without dawn. And so I swim on, knowing that far below me, somewhere in the miles of blackened water, he swims too. Waiting, and when he comes, the world above will never see. They will only wonder, as they always have, why the ocean feels so heavy with silence. Word count, approximately 785. Would you like me to expand this tale into a series of linked stories, each from different ocean creatures' perspectives, so it feels like a whole myth cycle of the deep?